Hi, it's Maundy Thursday, the day before Easter begins, and I'm going to share a video reflection on the gospel reading that's been suggested for today. But before we begin the reading, I just want to take a moment to just notice how we are as we're coming to this reflection. You might want to take a moment to just pay attention to the thoughts that are on your mind. And take some time to notice the feelings that are sitting in your heart. And take a moment to pay attention to what you're experiencing in the whole of your body. And be aware of the other beings that are around. It might be birds, insects, trees, other humans, traffic. There might be other creatures around. Be aware of how you're related to those other creatures that might be around. Because as we come to reflect on the scripture and on our faith, all of these connections and all of these aspects of ourselves, they might have something to say. Our faith isn't a separate thing from all of these things. The gospel reading for today is from John chapter 13, and the lectionary has suggested just sections of it, but I think it's worth just having a look at the whole of chapter 13, having a read of the whole of chapter 13. So feel free to pause the video and have a read of John 13 and then start the video up again. We might wash without thinking about it. It can be just part of the routine of our day. But at particular times, we might be really conscious of it. It might be a special occasion, or there might be illness around that we're concerned about. And at times we might need somebody else's assistance to wash. There might be periods of time in our life where we need that. In today's scripture, Jesus is washing the feet of his followers. And I wonder how the disciples would have felt about their teacher doing something as personal as washing their feet. How do you think you would have felt in that situation if Jesus was washing your feet? Even though he's their teacher, he's not assuming the privilege of a leader. He's choosing to serve them. He's choosing to care for them. He washes their feet and he shares his last meal with them, knowing that one of them will deliberately betray him, and knowing that another will deny knowing him, and knowing that most of his followers are going to desert him when he's arrested. This is an example to Christians. When we serve as leaders, we should be taking the role of a servant. We shouldn't be thinking of leadership as a privilege. We should find ways to love our enemies. We should keep on gathering around the shared meal, remembering what Jesus did with his followers, including with people that we might be in conflict with, including with people who we might have betrayed, people who might have hurt us, people who we might have disappointed. Sometimes it's difficult to do that. Sometimes we've got to find creative ways of keeping those connections happening. Sometimes we're not able to do that altogether. Sometimes we've got to distribute the meal to people in the places where they are separately. And it doesn't mean that we should allow ourselves to be mistreated. It doesn't mean that we should allow other people to be mistreated. But we should see if there are ways that we can keep on breaking bread together in the midst of conflict.